Hi, welcome back. I'm Darla Beam, and we are in week 4 of our awakening journey. And this week we've been talking about the thinking mind. What is it? What's important about it? And what's wrong with it? So let's start with what is our thinking mind? First of all, you are not your thinking mind. That's the most important thing. You are the one who is doing the thinking. And what's important about that is that thinking can happen sort of like involuntarily, and it can sort of get out of control, and we can feel like it's something that we can't stop. One of the things my clients say to me is, I just can't stop my mind from thinking. In fact, I was talking to a client just today, and she was sharing with me what it's like to be inside of her mind. And she had this like giant whiteboard that she had filled out with trying to just get everything out of her mind and onto the board. And it was completely filled. And she was feeling a little bombarded by her thoughts. And here's the thing, is that when that happens, it's not productive. She's not feeling productive. She's not executing in her world or leading the way that she wants to lead. Okay, so that's the challenge. That's the problem. We're sort of like, what's wrong with it? I wouldn't actually say that there's anything wrong with thinking. Thinking is a fine thing to do, and it's important and it's imperative, right? It's what's helped us evolve as a species, and technological advances have helped in every area of every aspect of our lives in many, many ways, right? It's a question of us using it, thinking, and not it using us and taking over. So what does it look like when we take ownership of our thinking, when we sort of utilize it? Life is peaceful. We're in the now. We're present. And we create a space for the future to emerge. Stop living from the past, right? Because so many of us are thinking or obsessing about the things that have happened to us before, or the things that we need to do in the future. So here's what I want to say about this, okay? Is that thinking is great. Introspection is fantastic. Looking inside of ourselves, having reflection time, it's wonderful. It's the first step toward creating insight. But there's something that happens right in between introspection and insight, and it's called rumination. Rumination is where we get stuck on that hamster wheel and we just keep thinking the same thoughts. It could go on for minutes, for hours, for days. Sometimes people are still thinking and talking about something from years ago, right? So how do we get out of it? How do we get out of having our thinking mind take control of us? I'll give you an example, and you can take this as your challenge, okay? What I want you to do is take out a piece of paper, put it landscape, put it into 3 columns. On the left-hand side, you're gonna write down the fact, whatever happened. In the middle, you're gonna talk about, just write a little list, okay, of like what's really going on, okay? And in the right-hand column, you're gonna talk about the insight, okay? What did you learn from the experience, okay? So for example, let's say that you had a meeting and it didn't go the way that you wanted it to. And so you're feeling frustrated and you're stuck in this kind of thinking, oh, I should have done this, I should have said that, what happened? And it's going on and on again. Write that down. Meeting happened, got out of control, right? Middle column, didn't say what I wanted to say. Third column, what's the insight? What's your learning? What would you do differently next time? Will you listen more? Will you ask more questions? Will you speak your intention into the space? That's what I want you to do. That's what I want you to practice. This is the challenge, okay? Is to take ownership of your thinking mind and begin to use it as the tool that it is, right? So I'm super excited to hear from you. How does this exercise work? How does it unfold? What are you learning? So message me in the chat, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.